Well, hello. It is the 2nd of January 2014, which marks 6 months, half a year on testosterone. And it's gone both quickly and slowly. Slowly, I can't remember the time when I wasn't misgendered. I can't remember the time when I didn't have tea and I didn't have a deep voice. And yet, I also think, gosh, it's got to 6 months already. How time flies. I'm still having lots of changes, obviously. 6 months is still new in. So, the things, I'm starting to get little bits of hair on my face. At last, I'm actually starting to get facial hair. Not so anyone can notice, but I am actually getting, when I shave, I'm getting little bits of hair in the sink. Not good enough to leave yet. It really looks very scruffy and horrible. And I don't get a 5 o'clock shadow for a while. Well, not evenly anyway. Sort of, I might get odd patches of 5 o'clock, but it just looks stupid. So I have to keep clean shaven. But it'll get there eventually. I get very itchy, and I'm starting to get random pimples there actually, and also on my body, on my arms. I got a pimple there the other day. I'm sure that's all related to puberty. I've still got a high libido. I still need to take care of myself every day, which is it's nice. I don't care. It's nice. Having not had a libido for pretty much all of my life, I'm really enjoying it. It'd be really nice to have a woman to help with, but there you go. I've got the unknown strength that my son, I remember when he started puberty, and we'd friendly push each other over, and then he got to being a big lad, and he'd friendly push me over and would actually literally push me over. Now I mean I'm not pushing him and like I used to, but I'm doing things like turning the taps off, or pulling the handbrake up, and then other people are coming along and going, this is just too hard, I can't do it. So my strength is unknown. I haven't quite worked out how strongly I can do stuff and it be over tight or whatever, you know what I mean. It's I'm sure I'll work that out, because I'm sure my son has worked that out now. I love my voice, absolutely love my voice. It started breaking a bit around Christmas again, so Christmas carols were a bit tiresome. I love singing Christmas carols, but I was back in sort of yodel mode, and so it wasn't quite so much fun as it could have been. It seems to break a couple of days after a testosterone shot. It does another go. I've got a testosterone shot next week, so presumably I'll start yodeling again. It can't be much longer now for my voice to start settling. But my singing voice is still a bit rubbish. I can't. My tone is rubbish. I haven't got very good variety, range, and I'm still finding it quite hard actually sometimes to do the right pitch. But it'll get there. It'll get there, I'm sure. I was really worried. I talk about pronouns and my family and how far they've come, really. My daughter, my middle daughter, has been living with us for a while, and it's taken her a long time to start using male pronouns. And my son, who is younger than her, who's 21, hasn't used male pronouns at all, apart from when my eldest daughter, who's 26, came down to stay with us. and she's very good, and the other two, sort of took the lead from her. Since then, my voice obviously is now deep, and my middle daughter, bless her, has really started trying to use male pronouns properly. Sometimes she refers to me as her dad, in fact, actually mostly if she's talking to somebody who doesn't know her. Like she took her car to the garage, and she was talking about me as her dad. When I went to pick up her, she's just moved out, and I went to pick up the keys for her new flat, and she told the letting agent that her dad was going to pick them up. And because I think she's sort of started, her mindset has started going into, oh yeah, maybe he is male after all. And so she's now using mostly male pronouns. My son still hasn't, but she's doing really well. To get my son into the mode of it a bit more, I've started talking about myself in the third party a lot. I don't know if you know when you're when babies are very little, and you sort of, oh, what's mummy going to do now, or what's daddy doing now, or shall we go and talk to daddy, and who's that in the mirror, oh, it's daddy, that sort of silly stuff. Well, I've been doing that with my 21-year-old. I'm just sort of talking about myself in the third party, so that I use he and him on myself. Just to sort of get him used to, those sorts of words being used on me. It worked when he was a little kid. I think it'll work. I'll get back to you next month and tell you whether that's worked. Now, it's just been Christmas, obviously. It's the 2nd of January today. And I was really worried. I was going to spend Christmas with my mum, Christmas Day. And I was really worried. I only came out to her in February. And although, bless her, she's done really well, she doesn't understand, but she's tried so hard to call me Will. And on emails, she's always addressed it to Will. Well, not always. Started off with just hello, darling. Now it's hello, Will. But when I've gone round to her to see her and her husband, my stepfather, they've forgotten. They've called me by my birth name, and they've referred to me as she. So I was really, nobody calls me she anymore, apart from my son. Nobody at work, nobody I meet. I'm never misgendered anymore. It's fantastic. Oh, thank God for tea. And I was really not looking forward to having to sort of go back to that uncomfortable time again, at Christmas time, at being called female. And so but I didn't expect much more, because I don't see them all that often, and I know that my stepfather is really struggling with it. But they surpassed themselves. They were absolutely brilliant. When I first walked through the door and said hello, I know my stepfather went, oh, hello. He sort of, like he hadn't heard my voice. But for the rest of the day, I don't think they slipped up once. I don't think once they called me anything other than he and Will. And it was awesome. It was absolutely wonderful. And in fact, even we had a conversation about shaving up. My stepfather and I, he was talking about shaving with me. It was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And looking back, this time last year, I didn't think that she and he would ever get it. I was really worried, and I didn't tell her until February this last year, so nearly a year ago. And they have really embraced it, and they can see that I'm happy, and that I sent her an email afterwards. We don't phone. I don't phone my mother, but we email a lot. And I sent her an email saying, I really appreciate the efforts that you went to to call me Will and to refer to me as he. And she said, yeah, no, it is tricky, but I can see that you're so much happier, and the only thing that a mother ever wants is for their child to be happy, and that's why we're doing, you know, we'll do our very best. And that's awesome. I mean, it really is. I'm so fortunate to have friends and colleagues and even family who support me. I know I'm lucky because I know that other people get chucked out and disassociated with, and however, you know, there are more and more people who are telling my story of, I came out to my family and they're cool with it. I came out to my friends and they went, yeah, okay. I think maybe, hopefully, the tide is changing. I mean, it's not 100%, it's not even probably 70% of people are on our side. But it's tipped over the balance of 50%, I'm sure. We have laws in Britain to say that you have to, and people are recognising that, you know, we're just people. We just want to live and be happy. So, it's been quite a long one this week, this month. 6 months. Wow. Absolutely wow. And I suspect that the next 6 months will go just as quickly. And I love it. And I've got my next gender clinic appointment in 2 weeks' time. So I shall probably update you on that appointment. I'm hoping for a go-ahead for top surgery, but let's see how that pans out. So I will get back to you probably in a couple of weeks' time when I have my next gender clinic appointment. See you then. Bye.